Being vulnerable before God doesn't mean that you're weak. Hi, guys. My name is Ikea Krama, and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. When it comes to the issue of vulnerability, I think King David in the Bible, understood it. In fact, he had a PhD in it. I haven't seen a man that could go before God like the way David did. He was raw, he was real, he was emotional. But at the end of the day, he didn't pretend before God. I was reading Psalm 102 today, and there are a couple of things that stood out to me. For the fact that David was vulnerable to God, telling God how weak he felt, and how his enemies were rising up against him. It's as if in the midst of everything that he was going through, he's telling God that I still remember who you are. I still know that you are the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. I still remind myself of your abilities and capabilities. Being vulnerable in the presence of God is not wrong. It does not mean that you are weak. However, how you present your vulnerabilities matter. Sometimes you can become so vulnerable that at a point it will seem as if you are complaining so much and you haven't found any good in whatever is going on around you. I believe that the book of Psalms comes as a reminder that in the midst of the plenty things that you may have to complain about, we have to remember that God is still God. God is not deaf to your pleas, neither is he blind. Always remind yourself of who God is. He is El Shaddai. He is El Roy. He is Jehovah Mephalti, my God, my deliverer. You have to remind yourself of the personality of God. If not, you will find that in your moments of vulnerability, you may leave his presence still depressed because all you did was to complain and to cry. If you want to understand what it means to be vulnerable, study David. David went before God and told God his pains. But then, in the midst of his pains, he would say, God, I still remember that you are the one that created the heavens and the earth, and you had the wisdom to divide the day from the night. And so, if in fact you have the wisdom and ability to do these things, then I know that the issue I present at your feet is nothing but small. So, if my God is a God of possibilities, not if, he is a God of possibilities, then there is nothing impossible about my situation. In fact, it's rather about me posturing my heart in such a way that the impossible things begin to look possible before me through your word. Well, guys, I hope you have been blessed by today's episode, and I'll catch you next week.